Positive mindset is most important in the work environment, in business, and in life in general. Today I have Emily Chiwa. Tell us about positive mindset. Enlighten us.
Hi, Antonio. Yeah, a positive mindset and a positive frame of mind is it colors your mindset colors everything that you do. It colors everything that you perceive, and therefore your actions, your behaviors, your feelings, everything is permeated by the mindset that you have in any given moment. So if you think negatively about something and you're going into it, more than likely you'll have a negative experience. However, if you're able to put your mind in a positive frame to see something good about, maybe just even decide, well, you know what, I'm going on an adventure, even though it's uncertain, and maybe think of it as an adventure versus something very scary, you will have a better experience, even though you're going into the same uncertainty. So the mindset, the way in which you go into things, the what you put in here determines your outcomes. So
Love
yeah.
that. And in sales, a lot of persons, sales professionals as well, rejection is something that they cannot endure. And based on prospecting and getting numerous rejections, your mindset positivity tend to reduce so that when you go by one prospect, you get rejected, you go by other, you see
Mm.
where it is you start to diminish your positivity. And that's something a lot of salespeople tend to fail in because being rejected don't necessarily mean that the person will not want to buy from you in the future. It's just that at this time, I'm not interested. If you maybe come back with a unique value proposition or some more information, then after I may purchase. So in sales, for example, my profession, a positive mindset is most crucial in order to be successful.
Absolutely. Actually, in everything, as you said before,
Yeah.
but in sales in particularly, because yeah, you know, actually, I love this book by Daniel Pink that tells us we all in sales.
So true.
The Seller's
We all
Human is the name of the book. The
yes.
Seller's Human. But the idea is, yeah, the thought of rejection makes us feel very negative. Makes us feel like it's difficult to pick up the phone and make the next call. And that is so being able to build yourself up and
Hmm.
reframe the thought. So you call the person, they didn't like it, or they didn't like what you want, as you very well said, reframe and say to yourself, well, okay, maybe they weren't ready. But how am I going to do the next call better? What am I going to do to make the next call a better call than the one that I had last? Versus having that experience color everything that you do for the rest of the day and getting up the
Hmm.
next morning and not feeling great. Because if you're not feeling great, it's hard to get that energy out. And in sales, you're talking. It's a relationship thing. People feel your energy. So
Correct.
being able to build yourself up um, is really important. And you see that positive mindset, being able to reframe and put back those positive thoughts, and don't take it personally, don't take it to heart just because you weren't successful with one thing, or you had a rejection, or you had a failure in something. It's a redirection. I like to call it that. It's
Hmm.
redirecting. So how can I learn from this experience, and what will I bring the next time I do it again? So and yeah, so a lot of what I do in my space as a leadership coach is about helping people to understand their mind, how it works, helping people to gain a lot of awareness about how we tend to sabotage ourselves right up here between our two ears. And therefore, and when we sabotage ourselves, obviously we're not making and doing the best that we can do and be. So
Correct.
how can we continue to be better and better and grow, continue to grow instead of diminishing because things happen, bad experiences happen, and it's difficult to put ourselves out there and be
And
our
I would say that life coaching, that leadership certified positive intelligence coach that you are, Emily, it's most important because You could be going down that narrow road and being successful, and because of one mishap that could affect you mentally, that cause a drain on your mental capacity, and you may not be able to press on. And that way you, Emily, comes in to really redefine that person that in life it have a lot of ups and downs, and we can't just make certain situations that happen in our life get us so down that we cannot move forward. So you really need that person, that coach, to really guide you through so that you could really go forward again. And I think that a lot of this is happening right now, especially due to the pandemic. The after effect is more important than before, because with the so much losses that people incurred, and so much losses, not financially but family wise, going forward with life would not be that, how to put it, wouldn't be as promising as you may want it to be, but there is hope. But some people tend to not really get that hope, because we are seeing globally that the suicidal rate has gone up, and especially in men. So we
Mm.
seeing men supposed to be of the head of the household, but sometimes men don't have anybody to really speak with. So I could say personally, a life coach is very important for you to align with exactly what you want to achieve in life. What would you say about that?
Yeah, there's so many ways I could answer and respond to what you said. Let me see if I can get the salient things, because I know we don't have like tons of time.
Yeah.
So the idea of coaching, um, the way the way that yeah, the idea of coaching, the way that I do it, it's really about helping, having the person, as you say, having a safe place for the person to express how they are, what they're experiencing in the moment,
Hmm.
and the challenges that they are facing. As I said, a lot of it is going on between the two ears. So it's, a lot of it is the thoughts that we're thinking. So the thoughts that we continually and habitually think, those are our beliefs. And our beliefs come from the way we brought up, the experiences we have, different things. We just over time, based on what we know, we decide, this is black, this is white, this is yellow, this is green, and we just know. And we don't, I mean, even though the thing mightn't be yellow, we just know that when it looks like that, we call it yellow, and
Yeah.
we act accordingly. So these are like automatic patterns that we've created in our minds to just be able to jump ahead and react. And
Hmm.
sometimes those automatic patterns no longer serve us.
Mm.
And my role is to help you become aware of some of those patterns that are not serving you, so that you can learn, you can see them when they're coming, and you can learn to shift and change the mind, change the story, change
Hmm.
something, so that you can get a different result. So sometimes, as you say, maybe we're not talking enough, we're not expressing how we're feeling, and that could be a big part of a big plus in coaching. The other
Hmm.
thing, and you started off this one, and this is the thing I wanted to say. So mental fitness, and this is something I work with the Positive Intelligence Program, is the ability to respond to life challenges with a positive versus a negative mindset. So we
Mm.
all face challenges in life. That is not, that's a fact, right? Life is like this. We go up, we go down, we go up, we go down. The question is, when we're going down, how are we feeling in the process, and how can we shift ourselves out and to become something, to see positive potential in this thing when we're going down? What is the gift or the opportunity that might be there? So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. And Sabra said absolutely. It's so true. Our mind is basically more important than anything. And sometimes our body may not be willing to go forward, but our mind is. So it's really to know how to off in tune to our mind and don't really focus on trying to go forward with our body, because the mind is a lethal weapon, and whatever you nurture the mind is whatever it is that it will reap. So if you nurture the mind with negative thoughts, you will reap negative thoughts. So that's why positive mindset is most important. And not everyone is positive because based on scenarios in the past, based on maybe they didn't had that parent at home, right? They maybe had to live with their grandparents and they blaming their parent for the lack of support, which sometimes you don't know what tragedy or not or what issue that they had that they couldn't really grow you up from childhood straight to adulthood. So many things that change our mindset and alter it into the wrong idea thinking, and we really have to know how to re-trigger that. And sometimes it's not just easy as we may think. You really need that push, that coaching to guide you through because it's not a walk in the park to change someone from a negative to a positive mindset. You can't just snap that instantly. You need that someone holding your hand and carrying you through that process and showing you that that positive mindset could be achieved, but it will take some time.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, true. I would say too, it's the thing is it's available to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the knowledge that gives you the power, right? So the awareness, as I was saying in the earlier, when you become aware of some of those automatic patterns, and some of them are, as you said, negative. So we all have, in positive intelligence, we talk about the saboteurs and we talk about the sage powers. So we
Hmm.
all have saboteurs. We all know our judge or inner critic is sort of like the master saboteur. It's the one that tells us, if we do something wrong, it beats us up. It causes us to think we're not good enough. It's like it questions. It's like it gives us all of these doubts. This kind of thing. And then the judge, along with these 9 other saboteurs that we have. And so when we do the positive intelligence assessment, we can see what saboteurs there are. Sometimes it's like the hyperachiever, the one that has to achieve regardless what. You could be, as you say, you could be stressed out upon stress, but you're going because you need to get to the goal. And when you get to the goal, you could only feel happy for a few seconds because guess what? There's another goal, and this hyperachiever will keep you going. Then we
Hmm.
have things like the hypervigilant. That one gets us anxious. So we just see in danger. The world out there, it's very dangerous, and it's difficult for us to um, feel comfortable because we always seeing that the potential for stress and danger. So they are like, as I said, there are 9 of them. Controller is another one, pleaser is another one. It's a very interesting exercise to just do that assessment and get to learn about your saboteurs. Because when I have never had someone do that assessment and
Hmm.
not say, "Oh my gosh, this is me." And the thing is, we don't have to be like that. These are just learned behaviors, right? These are just part of it is our personality, our the predisposition, but part of it is learned. And again, if it's not serving us, then we can change it. But first, we must see it. We can't change anything unless we know it's there. So
Correct.
please get aware, understand what we're dealing with, get to become intimately aware of these thought patterns, the way in which we tend to react. And then when we become aware, we can decide, okay, do I want to react the way that I always do? Or do I want to react or respond rather in a different way? And that's partly how the program works and what the coaching does to help you to understand how can I switch and what am I switching to. And
Hmm.
switching to is where we come up with the sage powers. But again, all of these concepts and the positive and the negative mindset is inside of us already. It's not like you have to
Yes.
change anything, or it's not like you have to get anything. You already have it. It's the access. So what again the coaching does is helps you to learn how to access the positive part of your mind and reduce the negative part of your mind. They're always going to be there. It's part of our mind. It's there. But the question is, what are we listening to? Which are the thoughts that we're going to follow? Which ones we need to learn how to control and
Hmm.
determine how to respond, not react. Because reacting means most of the time we're going to go down the negative, negative thought, the part that
Yes.
may not get us. And again, when we go down that path, we tend to be closed. We tend to not embrace opportunities, and we just therefore are not acting in our best interest, even though we think we are. So we're not getting the best results or the best outcome for ourselves because we're not allowing ourselves to grow, to learn, to be uncomfortable, to deal with the uncertainty, to be with, So these are the
Hmm.
things that you. These are the strengths that you already have that I help you to garner, to access, and to use in your life and work.
And I must say, I love this, and I think certainly this is something that persons should really tune into, because your mind, as I mentioned, is the most lethal weapon. And if you don't know how to really adjust your mind to positivity, then after you will always be feeling. And then some persons are not aware of the problems that they have. It's only persons on the outside could make them conscious of those problems. So that's why you really want a life coach to really guide you through, to show you that you definitely need to really think positive and not necessarily negative. So I would like to ask you, Emily, in closing, what would you like to let the audience know today in terms of that positive mindset?
Well, I think the biggest thing to know is that you can train your mind to work for you instead of against you.
Hmm.
Because sometimes our minds, as you say, it's very powerful. And because of our habits, our minds can be working against us. So instead of getting us where we want to go, it tends to pull us back,
Yes.
creating a lot of resistance. So the question is, how can we train our minds so that we can reduce that resistance, and therefore we're
Hmm.
going, we're going forward, we're getting the momentum that we want. And it is possible. Positive intelligence is one great way of doing that. It's a really powerful program. And for your audience today, I have an
Hmm.
assessment session, a free assessment session with positive intelligence
Awesome.
assessments, if people want to access it. I think I shared the link with you, Antonio, so you can put it in the
Yes,
chat
I will
for
put it
those
in
who want
the
who
comment
want to
section.
access it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Now
Yeah.
this is free only to the people who would have checked us out on this live. This is usually a paid session for me, and so you're getting this $100 US value for free just by clicking the
Yes.
link and signing up. So in the link, you'll see the links to do the assessment, and then you can also book the time for me to help you unpack the the um, the results of the assessment when you get it. So yeah.
Love
And
that.
as I said, I mean, people, the one thing we want to know is more and more about what's going on I like to say under the hood. So if you think of it in our minds, there's stuff going on and there are automatic things happening. We are functioning
Hmm.
every day, but when we don't understand what's going on under the hood, again, we can't change it. We can't improve. We will eventually, but we could also
Hmm.
get help to do that more quickly and in a way where that gives us the support that we might be needing to help us through. So
And I love that you mentioned under the hood, because most people don't know under the hood of their vehicle what is the problem. They have to go by a mechanic
mechanic.
so that they could solve that problem. So when it is that you have problems that you are not aware of, who do you go by? You go by the life coach, which is Emily, and then she will guide you through as to how to take you from one point to that next point where you could achieve success. So
Yeah.
thank you very much, everyone, for watching our live today. Those on the replay, type hashtag team replay. And this would not be the first positive mindset session. We will have more sessions going forward. So do look out for it. And also in the link, in the comment section, I will share the link so that you can get access to the free sessions that Emily has coming up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Antonio.